In psychology, people are generally classified into two groups by the way they recharge their brain and body. Extrovert, on one hand, are people who gain energy from being social. On the other hand, are introverts, who tend to recharge themselves by spending time alone. Introverts are often thought of as quiet and reserved people. They feel drained when socializing with others and therefore prefer to spend time alone. They are deep thinkers and have a knack for solving problems. In fact, these traits often allow them to hold high-ranking positions in companies. In today's video, we're listing the top 10 reasons why introverted people are successful. If you're an introvert or would like to know what makes them so successful, then you better stay until number 1. Alright, let's get started with number 10. They're good listeners. Introverts, by way of their personality, tend to shy away from socializing and therefore prefer to listen. They possess the unique ability to tune out everything else around them, which is a coping mechanism of sorts. Instead of being distracted by other noise, they can dial in on any one specific conversation taking place. This ability allows them to focus and learn what's going on. Coincidentally, introverts also have a tendency for being detail-oriented as a result. Number 9. They think things through. Introverts will plan ahead as much as they can, as they're naturally incredibly cautious and don't want any negative surprises. This trait has no shortage of uses. For example, companies want project managers who are great planners and foresee almost every bit of detail until a project is completed. Introverts will sort out several scenarios in their heads along with the possible outcomes before making their final decision. As such, they tend to require more time to process the information in their heads. Number 8. They're very observant. Going hand in hand with excellent listening skills are great observational skills. Introverts are always mindful of their environment and the things going on around them. Those who are quiet observers will pick up on others' mistakes and then, if necessary, shift their own course of action to avoid making the same mistakes. This is integral to adapting to ever-evolving market trends. They learn from others' failures and use those as maps to guide them on the path to success. Number 7. They're self-aware. Introverts are predisposed to a state of self-awareness. They know what their abilities are, and in that same vein, are cognizant of their own limitations and shortcomings. That isn't to say that they wouldn't strive to grow their skill set, but rather they are far more willing to delegate a given task to someone far more qualified to do it properly. Always desiring to be taken seriously, they are very intentional and deliberate about how they portray themselves because they are continually thinking about how they are being perceived. This trait shows that this individual is unlikely to partake in any activity that would bring shame or embarrassment to themselves or others. Number 6. They weigh their words. The saying, "If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all," has its own variation for introverts. They know that if forced into a conversation, ill-prepared and haphazardly, they are likely to stumble over their own words and make a fool of themselves, something they actively avoid. Quiet people speak less because they are listening and they formulate their responses very carefully. They like to analyze what to say and what not to say. This preference for weighing their words very carefully contributes in no small part to their success. Number 5. They're sensitive. Introverts are generally sensitive. Their strength is that they take their relationships and everything they do seriously. By default, this also means that they care and are in tune with how others are feeling. This is invaluable for someone in a leadership position, as the decisions they make affect many. They will naturally be inclined to be as considerate of their people's needs as possible. Number 4. They're creative. Introverted people generally have high levels of creativity. Their ability to develop and expand upon ideas leads them to succeed in business and other facets of their lives. They can spend hours upon hours poring over a topic, which facilitates their ability to envision a multitude of scenarios and outcomes. Many of the most creative people who ever lived were introverts, such as J.R.R. Tolkien and J.K. Rowling, both of whom brought us some of the most fantastical tales in history. Number 3. They're independent. Though still capable of operating as invaluable members of a team, introverts have a fondness for performing at a high level without others' assistance. Anyone can work alone, However, not everyone can work efficiently and productively alone. Many people can get too easily distracted without the aid of some sort of guiding hand, whether from a supervisor or a group. Introverts, on the other hand, are able to operate entirely independently at a high level. Number 2. They have great self-control. The ability to control oneself is a common attribute amongst introverts. The natural propensity for self-awareness and being able to focus on the task at hand displays self-control, as they typically won't indulge in things that won't ultimately benefit them or others. Their focus is on success, and as a result, stray away from things that will hurt that goal. Number 1. They're trustworthy. Speaking bluntly, someone being a typical quiet introvert will tend not to be the type of individual who will run their mouth everywhere and about everything. This suggests that they're far better entrusted with sensitive information than others. Good self-control lends itself perfectly to positioning introverts as the most trustworthy people. Their trustworthiness extends beyond just in business, but to their own relationships as well, because they take them incredibly seriously and care about how others perceive them. And that's it, guys. These are the top 10 reasons why introverted people are successful. Which part did you find the most interesting and helpful? Do you have anything you'd like to add to our list? Please let us know in the comments below. Also, if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, then check out our channel for more awesome self-improvement content. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all for now. Peace!